Hi, it's Mike, the sewing salesman from QT Fabrics. My territory runs from Tennessee through Florida, through Louisiana, and everywhere in between. And over the years, I've picked up quite a few little sewing tips from my stores that I would like to pass along to you. And today's tip is from Tim Bond from So Many Things in Mount Dora, Florida. And he showed me a really nifty way so that when you start sewing, it doesn't all jam up, your needle and thread doesn't jam up at the end of your fabric. So you know how some people use a piece of paper or they'll use a scrap little piece of fabric to start sewing on. So when you actually get to the edge of your fabric, it sews on nice and neat and doesn't jam up or create a knot. Lord knows I've done that before. So what Tim showed me to do is you start with the needle down and you push the fabric up onto the needle a little bit. So it goes up a little bit like that, and line it up where you want it, lower your presser foot, and start sewing, and it sews perfectly flat, perfectly clean every time. Let me show you that again, because it really does work. So you start with the needle down, and you position your fabric a little bit. You make it so that it goes up a little bit onto the needle, and you lower your presser foot, and you start sewing, and it works clean every time. And let me show it to you one more time. So start needle down, push your fabric up a little bit so it's sliding up onto the needle going up, put the presser foot down, and then that first stitch will lay flat every single time. Easy peasy. Now what I did, I learned to sew as a garment sewer. I make my own shirts. The Snoopy Woodstock shirt. And I backstitch everything. So what I do when quilting is I'll just start about a 1/4 inch, lower my presser foot, and I'll backstitch 2 or 3 or 4 stitches a 1/4 inch, and then start sewing. And so I also don't get that fabric bunching up. So a quick little backstitch, you can start about 1/8 of an inch in, just a little bit into the fabric, and backstitch a couple stitches, and away you go, and you won't have the fabric jamming up. Oh! Do you like this bag? This is our new Harlow Fabric in stores now. And this is the Candice bag from Lazy Girl Designs that I made. This fabric was actually fabric that QT Fabrics made in the 1930s. And we pulled it out from our old swatches and we've remade the fabric. There's a pocket here. So this is historic fabric called Harlow, and it's in stores now. See you next week.